Hello students, today we will be dealing with the chapter reproduction in plants. Okay, I have come up with a book here. You see this chapter 12 in a book. Okay, it might be some difference in some book, but you have the chapter reproduction in plant, right? See, in this particular chapter we will be studying about how do plant reproduce. Okay, so before starting with the chapter, I just want to brief you with what is reproduction. Okay, the process by which living organism produce its offspring is called reproduction. That means the process of producing, okay, the living organism seem like us, okay, seem like a parent, okay, is known as reproduction. That means a mother, okay, a mother give birth to a child which resembles like her. Alright, that means if a mother is a plant, she will give birth to a plant, right? She will produce plant. If a mother is a cat, she will produce cat, okay? That is reproduction, okay? In this chapter, we will be studying about two types of reproduction happening in plant, okay? That is asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Alright, asexual reproduction is one in which there is only one combining parent is required. That means there is no formation of gametes, okay? In sexual reproduction there is combination of female part and male part, okay? But in asexual reproduction there is no requirement of male part or female part, okay? Now let us talk about the different type of asexual reproduction. All right, see, there are different type of asexual reproduction which happens in plant, okay? We will be discussing about each and every one of them step by step, okay? First, coming to the budding, okay, there may be one or more bulges, that is developing new individual known as buds, okay? There means, you see, this is a diagram, okay, of yeast cell. You see, this is one cell, isn't it? And then now you see what is happening, a bulge is appearing, isn't it? And this bulge is further growing in size, and you see here these both are now separated. How can you tell that they are separated? You see here this is round, okay? Here what is, there is a joining between them. That means only this is a nucleus, okay? Nucleus is dividing, okay, in the second half, in the second part. And in the third part, you see here the nucleus is getting separated from one another, isn't it? And what is happening here? This is getting more bigger in size, bulge is getting more bigger in size, and finally you see there is a connection out here, but there is no connection. They both are separated now, okay? This type of reproduction, okay, the reproduction by this type of method is known as budding, because there is a formation of bud, okay? This bulge is known as bud. All right, and it happens in a unicellular plant. That means only one cell. Unicellular means single cellular plant, okay? And now next is fragmentation. Fragmentation happens in a simple plant, okay? See, that means they don't have stem, root, leaves, everything is not separated. They have only a single body, okay? You see, body is divided into smaller fragment, okay? They have a single body, as I said. You see this type of body they have. This is when we see in microscope, okay? When we see it real, this is very tiny, okay? Very tiny. This is the microscopic view. Each fragment develops into a new plant, okay? The example is Spirogyra. All right, you see out here, this is a plant body, okay? Now the plant is getting fragmented, okay? Now that means plant is breaking into pieces. All right, I have made only 2 pieces out of this plant, okay? But this plant can be broken into any pieces, okay? It can separate into any pieces, and each piece will now start developing as a new individual plant. That means this piece will again grow in size. This piece also again it will grow in size, okay? And it will exist as a new individual plant. All right, and now coming to the third one, that is spore formation. See, some plant contain special spore bearing organs, okay, and the name of those plants are algae and fungi. Okay, here some plants such as algae and fungi, they contain special spore bearing structure. Okay, you see these kind of structure. Okay, there is round ball like thing and a stick like thing. Okay, and this structure is known as sporangia. Okay, and inside this sporangia, you see I have drawn a red dot, isn't it? Those dots are nothing but those are spores. Okay, and down you see there is hyphae. Okay, these the root part. Okay, the root part or the base part is known as hyphae. Okay, and the main base, okay, the main transverse going base is known as stolon, and the down one, the root like portion which has been spreaded, is known as rhizoids. Okay, and they put together you can tell it hyphae. Okay, and this part is known as sporangia. Inside the sporangia there are spores. Okay, sporangia contains spores, and you see these spores. Okay, this sporangia, it breaks. Okay, this sporangia, it's break and it release so many spores. Okay, and one more thing is that each spore will now live as a new individual organism. Like this one spore will again form same type of a structure and they will again reproduce. That means you think how many such organism will be there. Okay, now coming to the last one, that is vegetative propagation. Okay, you see when a new plant is developed by a non-reproductive part or a vegetative part such as root, stem and leaf, it is known as vegetative propagation. Okay, this is also one of the method of asexual reproduction in plants. Okay, where the plant reproduce by the vegetative part. Okay, see, what does this mean exactly is that, see, you have studied that the plant reproduce through seed. Right, from the very lower class we are studying that the plant, they reproduce through seeds. Okay, but in this case we can see that the plant does not only reproduce from seed but also from the vegetative parts. Okay, that is through root, stem and leaves. Now you see in case of stem, all right, we have two example, that is there are more example but I have provided two example. That is a different thing. With the stem, okay, there are two example given out here, that is one is potato and another is a rose plant. Okay, you see when your mother is planting a rose or when someone is planting a rose, you see they plant a stem of a rose, right? We don't take a root and then we plant, isn't it? Or we don't take whole of the seed of the rose and we plant, right? What we do, we plant a stem, right? But we find that from the stem also the new leaf, it grows and the new flowers blooms. Okay, now potato, we think that potato is a root because it is present underground. Okay, but that is not true. Potato is an underground stem. Okay, half of the stem is at the top of the ground, all right, at the upper part of the ground, and half of the stem is at the lower part of the ground. Okay, the part of the stem which is at the lower part, which is inside the ground, okay, that has turned into potato. Okay, and the root is more down to the potato, that means, and the root is more below to the potato. All right, the next is Bryophylum leaf. You see out here, this is the example of vegetative reproduction through leaf. Okay, some leaf, okay, they produce another new individual, okay, in the margins. Okay, if this is a leaf, in the margin of the leaf there is the production of the new individual plant. Okay, and the example is the Bryophylum leaf. This is a typical example of vegetative reproduction through leaf. All right, and coming to the vegetative reproduction through root, okay, there is one more example. I have written only sweet potato out here, but there is also another example, that is dahlia. Okay, see like these sweet potato, they are the extension of root. Okay, they are not formed by this stem. Like you see, that is why I have provided this thing in a root, but potato is a stem. Alright, I will show you that. You see out here, if I have a plant out here, okay, then what is happening? You see, this is a plant, okay, this is a soil. From here there is a root, okay, this part is a stem. You see, this is a stem part. The potato, all right, it is formed by this stem part, okay, stem part which is inside the ground, okay, this part. But the sweet potato, it is formed by the root only. All right, this part is only forming the sweet potato, but the potato is formed out here and root is at the bottom. All right, I hope this thing is clear to you. If you like my video, please do hit like and share and subscribe my channel for more such videos. Thank you.